Playing at second base will be Paul Molitor. Batting second, the third baseman, Don Money. Hitting third at first base, Cecil Cooper. Batting fourth, the designated batter for the Brewers, Sal Bando. Hitting fifth and in left field, Ben Ogilvie. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Sixto Lezcano. Hitting seventh in center field will be Gorman Thomas. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Robin Yount. And rounding out the Brewers batting order, doing the catching, Charlie Moore. Now, the Brewers lineup has Molitor leading off at second, followed by Money at third, Cooper at first, Bando the DH, Ogilvie in left, Lezcano in right, Thomas in center, Yount at short, and Moore catching. Umpires now are meeting at home plate. Ralph Houck joining George Bamberger, the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. For the Tigers against the left-hander Bill Travers tonight. Leading off, playing in center field, will be Ron LaFleur. Batting second, the shortstop, Alan Trammell. Hitting third, the Tigers' designated hitter, Rusty Staub. Batting fourth at first base will be Jason Thompson. Hitting fifth in left field, Steve Kemp. Batting sixth, playing right field, John Walkenfuss. Hitting seventh, doing the catching, Lance Parrish. Batting eighth at third base will be Aurelio Rodriguez. And batting ninth, second baseman Lou Whitaker. Now the lineup has LaFleur leading off in center, followed by Trammell at short, Staub the DH, Thompson at first, Kemp in left, Walkenfuss in right, Parrish catching, Rodriguez at third, and Whitaker at second. We've got the same umpiring crew that was here for the two games with Baltimore, so they'll just swing around a notch. Behind the plate, it'll be Nestor Shylock, the crew chief. At first, Ron Luciano. Second, Rich Garcia. And at third, Vic Voltaggio. Our meeting at the plate right now taking a little bit longer as the ground rules are being explained to George Bamberger by the crew chief and the plate umpire Nestor Shylock. This being George's first visit to Tiger Stadium as a major league manager. He's in his first year as the Brewers manager, having been the pitching coach for many years with the Baltimore Orioles. George has never had to really be too concerned about it before, but he's had it all explained to him now. I'm sure George is pretty familiar with the ground rules here, though, at Tiger Stadium, having visited so many times with the Orioles. The weather's just gorgeous. Got the lights on, but plenty of blue skies overhead, lots of sunshine. We've still got the sunshine hitting the upper deck in right field and down the right field line. It's just been a perfect day, more like a spring day here in Detroit. Maybe we've had our summer and have gone back to having springtime down in the southeastern corner of Michigan. Now the Tigers are coming out to their defensive positions, individually announced by Joe Gentile. And we'll be set to get underway very shortly. Here comes Milt Wilcox out as George Serbich throws out a brand new rosin bag to the mound. Milt got a loss in his last outing at Boston last Friday after having won his previous 3 games. We invite you to join us now in listening to our national anthem. Before tonight's game begins, we'll pause for these messages.
You're at the plate in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. Here's the pitch. What team failed to win a pennant despite having 4 20-game winners on its staff? You've got some time to think about it over a cool Labatt's beer. The 1920 Chicago White Sox. The Windy City that year had Urban Faber, who won 23 games, Claude Williams with 22, Dickie Kerr notched 21 wins, and Ed Seacott also had 21 victories. But amazingly, they still finished second to the Indians. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer. As fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Hi, I'm Larry Ziegler. I'll be playing in the J.P. McCarthy Warwick Powell Invitation. Hope to see you there.
Wilcox taking his final warm-up toss as Milt enters the ballgame with an earned run average of 3.61. He's won 3 and lost 2. Lost his first decision. And then you'll recall pitched extremely well for the Tigers on their western swing as he pitched a 4-hitter at California, a 5-hit shutout at Oakland, and beat Boston back here in Detroit before losing his last outing against the Red Sox last Friday night. Wilcox checking his infield as he gets set to face the leadoff man for Milwaukee, Paul Molitor. And here at the microphone to the play-by-play, Ernie Harwell.
Thanks, Paul. Molitor stepping in, right-hand batter, just 21 years old, his first Major League season, and he takes a curve outside. He's had a very good start. He's batting .289, 3 home runs, and 20 runs batted in. Here's a pitch that's over for a strike, 1-1. That one got in above the knees on the inside corner on Molitor. Molitor. Only 1 year in the pro ranks at Burlington last year. He's played only 64 games before coming to the majors. Strike called, a hard curve that got the outside corner. When Wilcox is right, that's where he'll be putting those pitches. Down and away. Now the 1-2 pitch to the leadoff man. It's on the way. He takes a high, hard one. 2-2 on Molitor. He'll be followed by Don Money, the veteran third baseman. Outfield is straight up on Molitor. 2-2 count on him. Wilcox has a sign. He pitches. Here's a curve very wide. 3-2 on Paul Molitor, leading it off for Milwaukee. Wilcox gets his sign from Parrish, his catcher, and goes to work on the 3-2 pitch. Molitor swings and fouls it on the screen. Rodriguez at third, Trammell at short, Whitaker at second, Thompson at first. Now the Tiger outfield has Kemp in left, LaFleur in center, Rockenfuss in right, Parrish catching, and Wilcox pitching. 3-2 on the leadoff man, Molitor. The pitch on the way. He swings a little pop fly, hit back of short, glove, and then missed by Trammell. He almost got his glove on it as he leaped to the left. Couldn't quite reach it, and it dropped in behind him. Carried just over the infield for a base hit.
Allen went gliding back on that one. I think he mistimed his jump a little bit, Ernie. He went up a little too early on it.
Money has been suffering with that groin injury again, but he is back in action tonight. Batting .256 in 27 games, 1 home run and 14 runs batted in. Little humpback liner up the bat of Molitor, putting him on first base here to start the ball game. He doesn't go, bluff's going, and it's a strike called on Money.
Molitor has speed. He's stolen 10 bases already.
And Thompson trying to keep him close over there on the bag. Cooper will be the next batter after Money. Set by the right-hander Wilcox. He flips one to first. Molitor gets back with a head-first slide. Frank Howard over there to counsel with him. Luciano, the umpire, right on top of the bag. Here's the set and the pitch. Money takes the ball outside. 1-1 the count on Don. Infield and double play depth for the Tigers. Wilcox ready. There goes the run of the ball. Is hit foul out of play upstairs. Molitor going on the hit and run. Money fouled it in the seats to the right of the plate. Money getting to be a real fixture with the Milwaukee ball club now. He's been there since 73 when he came over from the Phillies. First broke in with the Phils back in 68. He played only a few games that year. 1-2, the count on Don Money. Here's the set, the pitch again. He swings and strikes out. Fooled him with an outside delivery. 1 on and 1 away, and here's Cecil Cooper hitting at .318. The leading hitters for this Milwaukee team against the Tigers, Liscano and Yount, each batting .714. 5 hits and 7 trips. Now they're farther down in the batting order. 1 on and 1 out, and Cooper, the left-hand batting first baseman, takes a wide one from the right-hander Wilcox. Ball 1, the count on Cecil. He will be followed by Sal Bando, the designated hitter. Outfield deep to right. Cooper batting in an extreme crouch. Runner goes. The ball is foul to the screen. So Bamberger trying to send the Molitor, and so far the hitters have fouled off those pitches. Cooper steps out and then gets back into the batter's box. Former Boston Red Sox first baseman. Played a little outfield when he was in the minors. Runner doesn't go. The ball is fouled away back at the plate. That time Molitor bluffed going and held on at first base. Wilcox doesn't like that ball. He wants another one. Montreal jumped out in front of the Cubs with 4 runs in the opening inning. At Montreal 4-0. They lead them at the end of 1. Cincinnati and Atlanta no score at the end of 1. And the other games are not yet reporting in. Beautiful evening at Tiger Stadium. We've got a lot of baseball here. If you're anywhere around, come on over and join us. Here's a pitch. Foul out of play to the screen. He hit the fastball late. Man in the orange shirt down there had that one for a while, bobbled it, and one of his neighbors picked it up before it fell back on the field. Cooper waiting on a 1-2 delivery from Wilcox. No score first inning. And the pitch. He swings as a fly ball to right field. Here comes Walkenfuss running in to his right. Has it. And back to first goes Molitor. Short fly to right. He may have broken his bat on that one. And here is Sal Bando. Native of Cleveland. His folks usually tune us in over there when Sal plays the Tigers. 34-year-old Sal Bando. Kansas City, Oakland, Milwaukee. His stops on the baseball trail. 2 out, 1 on, no score. There goes a runner. The ball is a strike. Throw to second. He is out at second base. Harris cut him down. Beautiful throw to Whitaker. The side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. At the end of a half inning, Milwaukee nothing, Detroit coming to bat.
Here's an important message from Marathon for homeowners who heat with fuel oil. This announcement can mean important dollars in your pocket if you act before June 1st. During Marathon's introductory offer, you can save a full $20 on the purchase of a new Honeywell Fuel Oil Sabre thermostat when you sign up for their burner service plan. You can buy the regular $79.95 Honeywell thermostat for just $59.95 and then be in a position to possibly save up to 20% on heating costs thereafter. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Residents of Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties can learn more about this special offer and Marathon's 12-month budget plan by calling Marathon toll-free at 1-800-552-8950. Take advantage of this chance to save $20 right now and possibly save even bigger dollars on heating costs later on. The introductory offer expires June 1st, so call Marathon now at 1-800-552-8950.
Well, a great throw by Parrish to Whitaker cut down Molitor in the inning, and the Tigers come to bat now against the left-handed Travers. No score first inning. We'd like to send a Tiger birthday salute to Mrs. Rosalie Robinson from Birmingham, Eddie Robinson's wife. We wish her the very best on her birthday from the Tigers. Also, get well wishes to Mr. Don Beard, recuperating in the Defiance City Hospital in Defiance, Ohio. A long-time Tiger fan, and we hope that Mr. Beard is up and at him real soon. And we've got a 55th wedding anniversary here we'd like to salute. George and Mildred Carl of Detroit, celebrating number 55 on this date. Ron LaFleur about ready to step in. The Tigers trying to get something going here. The game is scoreless in the last half of the first inning. And Travers, the left-hander on the mound, as Paul told you, recuperating from the operation he had in the offseason. There's a foul upstairs off the bat of LaFleur. It was an ulnar nerve transfer operation in the left elbow. Here's LaFleur batting .275, waiting on a strike one delivery. It is a ball in too close. 1-1 on the Tiger leadoff man. Travers, the tall left-hander, winds and pitches. Here's a bounding ball to left. It'll be a hit. A sharp grounder between Money and Young. And LaFleur leads it up for the Tigers with a single. Here comes Alan Travel to the plate. Young shortstop with a .270 average. 1 home run and 8 RBIs. Money about even with the bag down there at third base. LaFleur trying to edge off at first. Cooper holding on with him. The lean left-hander Travers looks over that way, sets and pitches, and it is a ball in too close on Travel. LaFleur still leading the league in stolen bases with 18. Trammell takes a high one, 2-0, the count on Allen. LaFleur is also second in runs scored, a very important statistic that is often overlooked. Edging off a little bit. Now Trammell swings, it's a fly ball to center. LaFleur playing it halfway. Thomas is there to make the catch, and LaFleur retreats to first base. Rusty Staub stepping in. Rusty extended his hitting streak to 11 games last night. Batting .303. And it's a pitch out, but LaFleur is hanging on at first base. Rusty has 6 home runs and 33 runs batted in. No score first inning. We're happy you've joined us, but we hope you'll be out here in person tomorrow night. That's the real way to enjoy baseball, right here at the ballpark. Set the pitch. Staub takes a curve. It's in too close, 2-0. Some of the ushers had a very deep discussion when I was down in the stands. What was Rusty Staub's real first name? Daniel Joseph. The pitch is a ball high on Rusty, 3-0. They asked me, and I didn't know. I said, we'll go ask Rusty. He'll know. And he did.
Good for him.
I was saying, well, it's something like Elwood. Slightly wrong. Here's a 3-0 pitch to him now. And he takes a strike right over. 3-1 on Staub. Thompson waiting on deck. No score first inning at the Detroit Tiger Stadium. Well, the weather absolutely great tonight. Here's the set. The runner goes. The pitch is low. It is a throw to second, but it's unnecessary because Staub has a base on ball. Rusty walks, moving LaFleur to second. And that sets the table for Jason Thompson. Jason hitting .292, 13 homers, and 30 runs batted in. Charlie Moore out in front of the plate to yell something to his left-hander Travers. Jason's tied for second place in home runs now with 13. Infield swung around to right. The outfield deep to right on him. Left-hander against the left-hander. Kemp is waiting on deck. We've got no score the first inning. The Tigers have a threat going. Thompson takes a slow curve outside from Bill Travers. Now the set and the pitch, he fouls it away. This one hits the facing of the third deck and bounds down below. Freddie Hatfield will take care of that one. Travers is a native of Norwood, Mass. Got started early. He broke into baseball in 1970. He's still only 25 years old. Told you about the operation he had in the offseason. He had a couple of operations prior to that. Set by the left-hander. He holds it to the belt. Now pitches, and it is a ball outside. Travers throws the forkball. Bullet Joe Bush is reputed to be the pitcher who first came up with that pitch. 2 men out for the Tigers, 1 man out, no score, first inning. LaFleur at second, Staub at first. There goes LaFleur toward third, the throw to third, and he is safe. He overslid the bag and got back safely. He beat the tag by Money. Money claiming that he had him. Voltaggio says no, and here comes manager Bamberger out. LaFleur got a jump, and they almost nipped him, but he eluded the tag by the third baseman Money.
And Ron, in oversliding the bag, was able to get back simply because Money was stunned by the call by Voltaggio. He turned over the other shoulder, didn't see Ron overslide the bag. Otherwise, he would have gone after him, but I think he was just so stunned by the fact that he had called him safe. He looked over the wrong shoulder, and LaFleur had gone over past the foul line.
Well, that stolen base by Ron sends a $25 gift certificate from Acme Sporting Goods to the Orchard Children's Services. The 3 Acme stores have more, and they have it for less. That puts a man at first and a man at third. Rusty Staub viewing the proceedings from first base, staying there. And Thompson is still at the plate with a 2-1 count. Oh, Travers ready to go to work again on Jason Thompson. No score, first inning. Here's the stretch by Travers, and he pitches. Thompson taps one back toward Travers. He gloves it. He'll throw to first base. Staub takes second, but LaFleur has to hold at third. A little high tapper between the foul line at third and the mound, fielded by Travers, and flipped over to first baseman Cooper. So that leaves it up to Kemp, and the Tigers have runners now at second and third with 2 down. Here's a man leading the league in walks. He's got 43 walks. Tops in that department. Kemp's batting average, .293, 2 home runs, and 19 runs batted in. The Tigers as a team are hitting .281. Infield can play back now with 2 out, runners at second and third, no score, first inning. Travers working off the windup, delivers. It is a ball low. Staub at second, LaFleur at third base. Game scoreless. A look over there. Now they wind up in the pitch. He takes a strike. 1-1 the count on Kemp. Travers has been in the big league since '74. All of those years of Milwaukee. Although he spent a half a season, one of them in the minors. Kemp starts to bunt the ball and fouls it away. Trying to lay one down toward third, but he fouled it back to the screen behind the plate. 1-2 the count on Steve. These 2 teams met over in Milwaukee twice and divided those 2 games. They'll be seeing a lot of each other in the next week or so. Chavez up on the mound to get his sign from catcher Moore. The windup and the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. It'll be out of play back of third. Bounding down below, right on the Tiger dugout roof, and somebody got that one in the scramble. Here's Kemp waiting on a 1-2 delivery. He cuts the bounding ball to short. Yount has it. Here's the throw to first. The inning's over. So the Tigers don't score. They have no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 left. And at the end of 1, Milwaukee nothing, Detroit nothing.
I bought an economy car. Nice little car. Of course, I had to give up big car rides.
I just bought a smaller car, too. I gave up a lot of passenger room. So with prices going up and up, I figure you got to give up.
Well, I didn't give up. I bought a new Plymouth Volare 4-door, and I didn't give up the things I want. I got the big car ride Frank gave up, the room for 6 Harry gave up, plus the compact economy they didn't give up. So why didn't they buy a Volare? I give up.
Don't compromise when you economize. Although your mileage may vary, the EPA rates a 1-barrel, 6-cylinder Volare 4-door with manual transmission at 28 miles per gallon highway and 20 city. Don't give up. Get a Plymouth Volare.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Get a Volare.
For a great value on Plymouth Volare, see your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Did you know that there's a new golf tee that completely disintegrates within 90 days, fertilizing as it goes? Now if they can just figure out something to do with all those golf balls I lose. I'm Frank Beckman.
Despite the base hit, a walk, and a steal, the Tigers don't score. Incidentally, that's the 19th stolen base for Ron LaFleur. I don't know whether you've thought of it much, but the modern-day base stealer has an advantage over the old-timer because he can look at movies and TV replays, help pick up the mannerisms of the pitcher, help him get that extra jump on the pitch. Here's Sal Bando to lead it off. We'd like to send get-well greetings from the Tigers to Miss Joan Hauser of Troy, Michigan, recuperating after surgery. Bando fouls it away to the screen. Strike 1 on Sal. Big, husky, right-hand batter. He was at the plate when Molitor was out stealing to end the first inning. Wilcox pitches. It is a foul on the screen again. He didn't get around on Milt's fastball. Toronto picked up an even half dozen in the first inning, and they lead Boston 6-0 at the end of 1. Bill Lee started that game and was knocked from the mound. They brought Stanley in. Clancy is pitching for the Blue Jays. 6-0. The Jays lead them at the end of 1 at Fenway. Wind up and the pitch. Bando swings, line shot, base hit, right field. Over the head of Whitaker, fielded on a couple of skips by Wackenfuss, and Bando has the second hit off Wilcox. Each has come from the leadoff man. Here's Ben Ogleby, who is our pregame guest. Benji having a good year with the Milwaukee Brewers. Hitting .256, 8 home runs, and 21 RBIs. There's a drive to left. It'll drop in for a base hit. Bando makes a turn and holds on the long single to left field off the bat of Ogleby. Well, the Brewers are doing a little foaming here now. They've got runners at first and second. Nobody down. And one of their hot hitters against the Tigers, Les Cano, will be the batter. Let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Checking the weather for Greater Detroit, partly cloudy through tomorrow. Low tonight, mid-50s. Tomorrow in the afternoon, sunny. High temperature 74 to 76. Currently sunny and 79. You're listening to WJR Detroit.
6-tall Lescano, right-hand batter at the plate. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Lescano up among the American League leaders. He's hitting .314. 9 home runs and 22 RBIs. 2 men on, nobody out, no score. There's a cut and a miss by Lescano. Strike 2, the count on him. Ron Jackson of California leading the American League now. He's past Carew. He's hitting .392. Set and the pitch. He's swinging a high foul off of first. Thompson chasing near the seat, still going after it, but he won't get it. It's back among the customers. Looking at that list of leading hitters in the American League, there are a few surprises in it. Number 1, Jackson leading Carew and everybody else. And Craig Reynolds of Seattle in the list. Craig not considered one of the top hitters in the league. He's up there hitting .329. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses on a changeup. Lescano goes down on strikes. That's the first out of the inning. And now Gorman Thomas, the right-hand batting center fielder, moves up to bat. He's hitting .224 with 8 homers and 25 RBIs. Infield and double play depth on Thomas. Thomas hit 2 home runs in the series over Milwaukee and batted .429 against Tiger pitching. Had 4 RBIs. He takes a Wilcox curve. It backed him away. Ball 1. Baltimore and New York have started their game at Yankee Stadium. No score there at the end of 1. Flanagan against Figueroa. No score here in the second inning. Here's a strike, a fastball over on Thomas. Announcement tonight by the Tigers that the 1968 team is going to have a big reunion here. That'll be a lot of fun. Sunday, August the 27th, before the Tiger game with Milwaukee. Strike 2 called, a fastball over. They're going to bring back those champions from the 68 season, celebrating a 10-year reunion here at the ballpark. And a special memento of that affair will be given the first 30,000 people coming into the ballpark. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. One and two, the count on Thomas. Ogilvy at first base, Bando at second. No score, second inning. Outfield is deep and around toward left on Gorman. Parrish now down to give the sign to Milt Wilcox. Yount is on deck. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He swings and misses. Struck him out. Fastball jammed him. Wilcox has gone to that strikeout pitch here in a tough spot. And he's fanned too. And here's Robin Yount, who's had 5 for 7 against Tiger pitching so far this year. Robin batting .321 in 16 games. Two on, two out, no score. Milwaukee batting. Second inning. Swinging a foul to the screen. He got a pretty good riffle at that one. Bob Rogers, third base coach. Frank Howard coaching at first. Both clapping their hands now, trying to get Milwaukee going in this scoreless tie. Here's a fastball over, but it's low. 1-1 on Yount. A later report from Boston. Toronto still leads the Red Sox 6-0 there in the third inning. Wilcox up on the mound to get his sign. Slow curve off the mid of Parrish. No advance. He retrieves it to his right. Cincinnati and Atlanta no score there in the third. Montreal leads the Cubs in the fourth 5-0. The Pirates ahead of the Phillies 2-1 in the third inning. No other games reporting in yet. Big lead for Ogilvy at first base. Thompson behind him. Here's his set. Wilcox pitches. Swing and a miss by Yount. And the count is 2-2. Oh, now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 out, 2 men on. John waiting on a 2-2 serve, and he swings and fouls it away right down at the plate. Good stop by Nestor Shylock, and he gets about the biggest cheer of the night. The veteran in service in the American League, Mr. Shylock. There'll be 2 playoff games between the public and parochial schools for the city championship at Tiger Stadium next Monday, June the 5th. The gates are going to open at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the first game starts at 11. There's a high fly ball hit the short center field. Here comes LaFleur drifting in under it, looking up. He makes the catch. And Wilcox got out of trouble after 2 opening singles. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, and 2 left. And at the end of an inning and a half, Milwaukee nothing, Detroit nothing.
Well, I remember way back in '62, and those magic moments with Mary Lou, hanging out at the drive-in in my '57 Ford V8.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Ford's better than your Ford.
Oh, yeah? What do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of champion plugs.
Oh, well. Hey, listen, man, I just remembered I got to get my ducktail trimmed, right? It's Tuesday.
That was long ago, now times have changed. My priorities have been rearranged.
Hey, Rocky, I bet my Pinto gets better mileage than your Pinto.
Oh, yeah? Tell me, what do you got in that thing?
Yeah, well, I got a new set of champion plugs.
Oh, wow. Hey, I got a split. I just remembered I got to get a hair transplant, right? Hey, times change.
You can buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion #1 in the world, #1 in your car.
Mr. Travers ready to go to work against the Tigers. We've got a scoreless deadlock in the 2nd inning. And John Wackenfuss, the right fielder, will lead off for Detroit against left-hander Bill Travers of Milwaukee. Wackenfuss batting .273, 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. Right-hand batting right fielder stepping in against the left-hander. He'll be followed by Parrish, and then it'll be Rodriguez. Travers winds and pitches, and he takes the ball low. Ball 1 on Wackenfuss. Outfield just about straight up, in the infield back on John. There's a little tap rolling foul at the plate. Charlie Moore picks it up, gives it to Nestor Shylock, who says, keep it in play. It's all right. Travers checking his sign with Moore. Goes into action again. Pitches. Wackenfuss hits a bounding ball to Yump, the shortstop. The for the first. Got him. 1 up and 1 down. Now Lance Parrish will be the Tiger batter. Putting the glasses there on Moore. One of the few catchers we've seen who doesn't wear a batting helmet under his mask. He's got a regular Milwaukee baseball cap there. Here's Parrish at the plate, hitting .215. And he takes a slow curve over for a strike. No score, 2nd inning. Brewers have 3 hits, the Tigers have 1. Travers pitches, and Parrish looks at a ball in close on him, 2-0. 5 home runs for Lance, 12 runs batted in. Milwaukee here for 2 games, just 1 and 1 tomorrow night. Strike called, outside corner fastball. After the Milwaukee series, the Tigers stay here for the weekend, and they'll entertain the Minnesota Twins. So we've got a good bit of baseball on tap for you at Tiger Stadium. Travers pitches. Here's a line shot on 1 hop to Molitor. He throws over to first in time for the out. He short hopped the ball. Had to go over to first base to Cooper to complete the put out. So here's Rodriguez stepping in.
I'm not so sure he short-hopped the ball, but it's not going to make a great deal of difference in the play anyway. Molitor's not going to argue.
Aurelio up now with 2 out and nobody on. Left-hander Travis looks him over. Batting .292, and he takes a fastball in for a strike. Tigers now have won 11 and lost 8 at home. Swing, there's a long one, it's deep, and it's gone. A home run for Rodriguez. Hitting the upper deck and bouncing down below. The Tigers take a 1-0 lead on the 4th home run by Aurelio Rodriguez. Ogilvie, the left fielder, this team turned around. Aurelio crosses the plate, 1-0 Detroit. That's another Superior home run. Rodriguez's homer earns him a free case of those crispy, fresh Superior potato chips. And sends another case of Superior potato chips to the Friendship Manor Nursing Home. Here's Lou Whitaker at the bat. Lou hitting 320 left-hander against the left-hander. 1-0 Tigers. He ducks away from a high, tight fastball.
That was a hanging curve that Rodriguez nailed. It just came in awful fat to him.
And he really nailed it into the upper deck and then bounced out. Cut and a miss by Whitaker on the high hard one. 1-1 on Lou. He's without a home run. He's knocked in 7 runs. Chavez working on the mound for the Brewers. Winds and pitches. He sidearms him. There's a fly ball to left field. Ogilvie going back. Center fielder Thomas coming over, and it's Ogilvie to make the catch. Ben was playing him very shallow and had to get back to catch that one in front of the warning track. Side retired. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. At the end of 2, Tigers 1, Milwaukee nothing.
Hello, J.P. McCarthy here, inviting all you baseball fans to join us for a great day of golf. For a great day, really. The 6th annual J.P. McCarthy Police Athletic League Golf Invitational out at the magnificent Walbeek Golf and Country Club in Bloomfield Township on Long Lake Road between Franklin and Middle Belt Roads. We will have 46 of the top touring golf professionals on hand, including Tom Watson, Hubert Green, Lanny Watkins, Jerry Hurd, Doug Sanders, Chichi Rodriguez, so many others, along with former President Jerry Ford, who makes his first appearance in Detroit since he was the President of the United States, old friend Jackie Gleason, Joe Garagiola, and many, many surprises, too. You help cops help kids when you pay your $10. It costs you $12 the day of the tournament. You can get tickets all over the place at Hudson Stores, Ward's, JCPenney's, Capper & Capper, Detroit Bank Corporation Banks, your friendly life insurance agent, and at the Lindell AC, too.
This is Jim Garrett. Leader Dogs for the Blind provides for all eligible blind people. For information, write Leader Dogs for the Blind, Rochester, Michigan.
Charlie Moore, the Milwaukee catcher, will lead off. The Tigers lead them 1-0 going into the 3rd inning. Moore and Buck Martinez have divided the catching duties. Martinez has been in 30 games, and Charlie Moore has been in 19. Remember, over the last couple of years, they've also used Moore as an outfielder, but now he is strictly a catcher. Right-hand batting Moore at the plate, and he hits a bounding ball foul down past 3rd. Ralph Houck, in his last 4 games of the Yankees, last 4 years of the Yankees, in 51, 2, and 3, and 4 when he was catching, was used in only 22 games over that span. There's a bunt that is foul, and here comes Parrish digging, but he won't get it. It's just on the screen. A fellow named John Churry, C-H-U-R-R-Y, who caught for the Cubs in the 20s. And he really made a science of inactivity. In 4 seasons, he caught only 12 games.
Learn a lot of bullpen stories that way, don't you?
Yeah, and you get a lot of meal money. Make the trips. Fellows like that, though, can be very valuable to ball clubs, even when they don't get in the lineup. There's a cut and a miss, and Moore strikes out. The bat goes out past the mound. It's picked up by Wilcox. And the visiting bat boy, Bobby Cox, comes over to get it from Milt. So there's 1 up and 1 down. The Tigers lead 1-0 in the third. And here's the leadoff man, Molitor, coming to bat. Had a single in the first inning. 4 strikeouts for Wilcox. Right-handed delivers. It is a ball outside on Paul Molitor. 1-0, Tigers leading on the Rodriguez home run. Swing, a fly ball lifted to right center, not deep. Wackenfuss is there. He has it. And there are 2 down with nobody on. Here comes the Tigers and did a great job when he was a baseball writer with a free press.
Did you say Great Lakes or Great Lakes?
Lakes. It's a pop-up foul. Here goes Thompson digging hard. He can't quite get it. Got his glove on it and couldn't hang on. That was a good effort by Thompson. The ball hit not very high. I think Money broke his bat on that one. He's got to get another stick. One run, 2 hits to the Tigers, no runs, and 3 hits for the Brewers. We're in the third inning. 2 out for Milwaukee. Strike 1 to count on Money. Later report now from Boston. Toronto leads the Red Sox 6-1 there in the 4th inning. Wilcox pitches, and Money swings and misses on a hard one. Strike 2 on Don. Cincinnati broke out with 5, and they lead Atlanta 5-0 in the third. Rose and Foster hit home runs for those 5. There's a foul out of play. Pete Rose hit one with 1 on, his 4th. Foster hit a home run with 2 men on, his 9th. So Mr. Seaver has a 5-0 lead to work on. Swing, a line shot left center. Here comes LaFleur digging. He's got it on the run toward left center field. And the Milwaukee's go down 1-2-3 in the third. At the end of 2.5 innings, it is Detroit 1, Milwaukee 0.
Can you afford to throw money away at the supermarket, in your car, where you bank? City National Bank knows every nickel counts. That's why there's a big difference between City National and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
City National Bank saves you money again with combo checking. Keep a minimum of $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it. No statement fees. No charge per check. Don't throw your money away on annoying service charges on checks. Come on in and open a City National Bank charge-free combo checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody but City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
Home run by Aurelio Rodriguez in the second inning is the difference in this game. It's the third now with the Tigers coming into bat against Travers, the Milwaukee left-hander. Ron LaFleur will lead off for Detroit. He has the other Tiger hit off Travers, a single leading off in the first inning. Got as far as third, but he was left there. Still a good bit of daylight around here. And LaFleur takes the ball in close. Trammell waits on deck. Travers, the lean left-hander, looks in for the sign. Kicks and deals. It is a ball outside, 2-0. Travers' program weight is 187, and his height is 6'4". Now he pitches, and LaFleur takes a strike on the outside corner. Yankees have jumped in front of Baltimore 2-0 at the end of 2 in New York. The Yankees lead the Birds. High foul. It'll be out of play. Cooper watching it drift into the seats. Gentleman from Windsor got that one. Now the 2-2 count on Ron LaFleur. Swing, fly ball, right field. Lescano backs up. He's there waiting. Has it for the out. One down, nobody on. Here's Trammell, who flied to center his first time. He'll be followed by Rusty Staub. Same two teams go at each other here tomorrow night. We hope you'll be out for that one. 8 o'clock game time. Bounding ball to Money. He grabs it. Throws over to Cooper, and Trammell is out. That'll make it 2 down in a hurry, and here comes Rusty Staub, who walked his first trip. The probables tomorrow, Jim Slayton going against his old teammates. Jim's won 4 and lost 2, and Larry Sorensen, who has a 6-3 record, he's a right-hander, will be pitching for Milwaukee. And the Tigers play host to the Minnesota Twins for the weekend. Staub takes a curve. It's low ball 1. Seattle and Kansas City have started. No score in KC at the end of 1. Travis kicks and deals. Staub fouls it over the home plate area and back to the screen. 1-1. San Francisco, Houston now have started. No score at Houston at the end of 1. Rusty waiting on a 1-1 delivery. 2 out, nobody on. Tigers ahead 1-0. Swing, another foul. This one will be out of play on the third base side. And an upper deck outfielder has a chance at that one, but he goes down below. Thompson waiting on deck. Now Travis checks his sign with Moore, goes into action. And the pitch swung on, fly ball left field. Ogilvy coming over to the glove side, running in, makes the catch for the out, and the Tigers go down 1-2-3 in their third inning. At the end of 3, it is Detroit 1, Milwaukee 0.
When it's time for a change, what you'd probably like to have is a change for the better. That's why Marathon came up with new Ultra D motor oil. It is definitely a change for the better. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a change for better gas mileage.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change for improved engine protection.
A change for the better.
New Ultra D is a change that means faster starts no matter what the temperature.
A change for the better.
Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients that's really different from conventional blends. Meaning when Ultra D gets together with the engine of your car, things do get better.
Make a change for the better with new Ultra D motor oil.
New Ultra D motor oil. A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
Make a change for the better with new Ultra D. Make a change for the better with new Ultra D.
WJR congratulates Detroit City Councilman Nicholas Hood, recently presented with an honorary doctorate of laws and letters from Purdue University. Councilman Hood, we at Radio 76 salute you.
In the early chapters of this one, the Tigers have a 1-0 lead thanks to a home run by Aurelio Rodriguez in the second inning. That's the game's only score. Travers on the mound for Milwaukee. Wilcox, the Tiger pitcher. Here's Cooper to lead off for Milwaukee in the 4th inning, and let's tune in on Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you. Cecil flied out to right his first time up. Having a good season, Cooper has generally been up among the top 10 hitters in the American League so far this year. Here's the windup by Wilcox, and the pitch. Swung on and missed. He gave it the old home run cut that time. Cooper has 7 of them this year. He's driven in 26 runs. Wilcox, feet close together on the mound, shakes off one side, now winds. Here's the pitch. Oh, a slow curve. It stays high. That looked like his, well, I don't know whether that's his old yakadoo or what, but it didn't do what it was supposed to yak. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is low, 2-1. Tigers in front, 1-0 on the homer by Rodriguez in the second inning. Pitch to Cooper, swung on it, missed. Blew the fastball by him that time, 2-2. Cooper will be followed by Bando and Ogilvy here in the Milwaukee fourth inning. The 2-2 pitch from Milt. He struck him out, foul tipped into the mid of Lance Parrish. Well, that's the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Wilcox. Wilcox seems to be throwing like he did in the game against the Boston Red Sox here when he bested Bill Lee. He was throwing to spots, and he could find them every time. Lee roughed up in that game in Boston tonight, though. He started against Toronto, gave up 6 runs in the first inning. Here's Bando. Sal checks it's outside, the curveball. Sal lined a solid single to right his first time up. The pitch to him. Slow curve is outside. Well, he's fed him a couple of breaking balls so far. Brewers, manager George Bamberger naming Bando captain of the Brewers in spring training. The captain of the A's before. There's a strike called. Now Wilcox comes right back. There's a pop foul out of play. 2-2 count now on Bando. Bando hit well against the Tigers last year. Hit 4 home runs, hit 400 in the season series against Detroit. Wilcox delivers the curve. Check swing by Bando. That was close. Wilcox thought it was a strike. Plus, he also felt that Bando had gone all the way, had not checked his swing in time. Here's the pitch. Swung on, base hit to center field. A line drive, single to center on the 3-2 pitch. Well, Bando has 2 for 2. That'll bring up Ogilvy. Benji lined a single to left his first time up. Benji very happy over in Milwaukee. Performing on an everyday basis for the Brewers. Playing left field, though, for them this year. He was a customary side in right field as a member of the Tigers. Pitch to him, swung on and missed. Benji has always been a streak hitter in his career. Gets in there with that open stance of his, opens it up as the pitch comes to the plate. Back foot on the back chalk line. He swings, a little pop-up out toward third. Rodriguez waits. He makes the catch. A little squibbing pop fly to the third baseman. 2 down in the fourth inning. That'll bring up Lizcano. 6-0. With unusual power for his size. He struck out his first time up. He has a total of 9 home runs this season. Weighs only 175 pounds, 5'11". Bando at first, 2 down in the top of the fourth inning. Wilcox delivers. There's another pop-up, this out toward shortstop. Now Whitaker cuts in front of Trammell and makes a catch. Well, that's all for the Brewers in the fourth inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. After 3.5 innings, it's the Tigers 1, the Brewers nothing.
If you haven't read the new AM edition of the news, you just don't know what you're missing. Exclusive new columns like Where the Action Is. It's an early look at the stock market, betting odds, even lottery numbers. You're missing eye-openers with Margie Coons and her views on all the latest trends. Plus the comment page with the timely observations of people like Pete Waldmeyer, Nicholas von Hoffman, and Bill Malden. The new AM News at newsstands at 6:30 every morning. It's the first good news of the day.
Reading the Detroit News AM edition can make you smarter. And from now until June 30th, richer. With a new game called Joker Poker. You play it like poker, with cards that appear Monday through Friday in the AM edition of the News. 2 of a kind could win you $50. A Royal Flush, $5,000. Joker Poker. No purchase necessary. Rules and entries available through the Detroit News or in the new AM edition. Like they say, it's the first good news of the day. Only now, it's even more so.
Well, a tall left-hander, 6'6", Bill Travers on the mound facing the Tigers tonight. Only the fourth game for Travers. They brought him along very slowly. In spring training in the spring, he didn't really get going until the month of May on the mound, and he's not gone all that long. He pitched 13 2/3 innings coming into the ball game here tonight. It'll be Jason Thompson leading it off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Thompson bounced out to the pitcher his first time up. Travers into the motion. Here's the pitch to Thompson. Outside, ball one. Kemp and Walkenfuss will follow in the Tiger fourth inning. Travers has the sign. He rocks back and delivers. A little low, 2-0 on Thompson. Swing the infield to the right side on Jason. The outfield as well. They're deep and right with Toscano almost to the warning track in right field. Two-strike pitch to them. Brushed him back. Ball 3 to Jason. Travers into the windup. He pitches. There's a called strike on Thompson. Tigers have one more with the Brewers tomorrow night. Then the Minnesota Twins make their first visit of the year, beginning on Friday night, a 3-game series. 3-1 pitch to Jason. There's a drive to right field, but Loscano's right there. He won't get it. He backed up, played it on one hop, and Thompson is on with a base hit. Loscano was playing so deeply on Jason, back on the edge of the warning track. He took a step back on it. Instead of charging, he could have made the catch, I do believe. He just simply misplayed it. Ball did not carry on him, but dropped in front. Thompson is on with the leadoff hit, and let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Look for partly cloudy weather through the morning hours. Low tonight, 53 to 55. Tomorrow morning, partly sunny. Tomorrow afternoon, clouding over. High mid-70s. Right now, clear and 74. This is WJR Detroit.
Kemp at the plate. The pitch to Steve. He swings and fouls this one off plate umpire Nestor Shilak. And the catcher Charlie Moore asking Nestor if he's okay. He got stunned a little bit by that. Steve Kemp also checking on the health of the umpire. Travers working on a new baseball. Kemp bounced out to short, his only time up against Travers tonight. He ended the first inning. The Tigers got 2 men on. Here's the set and the pitch from Travers. He swings and misses. Well, the left-hander fired the fastball at the left hand, hitting Kemp that time, and he couldn't find it. Yankees moved in front of Baltimore after a couple of innings, 2-0. Figueroa going for New York tonight against Flanagan of the Orioles. The look to first by Travers. Here's the pitch. Fastball is outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Kemp. Still only 3 innings reporting from Boston, where Toronto had that 6-run first inning, leading at 6-1 now. Slow curve outside. 2-2 on Kemp. The Red Sox have won 8 in a row and have a 3-game lead in the Eastern Division of the American League. Now Thompson edges away from the bag at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate, rolling to the right. The operation on the elbow of Travers was performed by Dr. Frank Job out in Los Angeles right at the end of this past year, December 30th. He's the same doctor who checked over Mark Fidrich and Jack Morris, the Tiger pitching staff, last trip west. Here's the pitch from Travers. Fouled. This will be off the side of the screen and bounce into the upper deck. All right. Being in the right place at the right time. 2-2 count still on Steve Kemp. Nobody out. Thompson at first. The Tigers lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Aurelio Rodriguez with a homer in the second inning. The difference in the game. The pitch. Ball 3 to Kemp. Steve still leads the league in walks with 43 bases on balls. Hasn't picked up any in the last couple of games. This is the 46th game of the year for the Tigers. The set by Travers. The pitch. Swung on and popped in the air out to short left field. Yount backing up. Coming on is Ogilvy. Yount backpedaling. Makes the catch right in front of Benji. And Thompson, who is about 2/3 of the way to second, had to hustle back to first. Well, that's one down, and it'll bring up John B. Walkenfuss. John bounced out to short. His one time up tonight. Tigers have Jim Slayton lined up to go against Larry Sorensen in the other game of this series tomorrow night. Former University of Michigan star Larry Sorensen, and he's the top winner on the Milwaukee staff with 6 wins. The pitch. High and wide, ball 1. That was the fastball fed to Johnny B. Sorensen has been a regular starter now for a couple of years, but this will be the first time he has started against the Tigers tomorrow night. Stretch now by Travers. The pitch to Walkenfuss. Moved him back with a fast one, 2-0. And now in the 5th inning at Fenway Park, Toronto still in front 6-1 over the Red Sox. The pitch from Travers. Strike. He clipped the outside corner on Walkenfuss. 2-1 count. First big gift day of the year is coming up this Sunday. It'll be free jacket day for all boys and girls 14 or under who enter the park on a full price admission. Get that blue jacket with the Tiger emblem on it. Here's the pitch. Swung on a fly ball to right field. That's fairly deep. Going back is Lizcano. He's at the wall and he leaps, makes the catch. Here's the tag by Thompson. He's trying to get to second. The throw. He slides. He is out at second base. A double play. A long fly ball to right field. Lizcano backed up to the wall and made the catch leaping against the screen. Thompson tried to advance to second on a fly to right, which is tough to do normally, and he wasn't successful in doing it. The play will go from the right fielder to the shortstop, Yount, for the tag. Well, the Tigers in the 4th inning, no runs, a hit, no walks, nobody left after 4 innings of play. It's the Tigers 1, the Brewers nothing.
Little Caesar's Pizza, tastiest in town. A winner any way you slice it, all the way around. The carry-outs are good and hot, great for nighttime snacks. Or sit down at Little Caesar's, just order and relax.
Little Caesars has sliced the price of pizza in half. If you clip out the 2-for-1 free pizza coupon that appears in your local newspaper or TV book, you'll get 2 medium Little Caesars pizzas for the price of 1. Now you can cut down on price without cutting down on taste. Little Caesars has the solution to those meals when mom doesn't feel like cooking and the family appetite is bigger than the budget. Use your free pizza coupon from Little Caesars. A winner any way you slice it.
If you want variety, there's a family in for you. It's a winner, come in and see. Little Caesars Pizza, Little Caesars Pizza. A great tasting treat for you.
News from the auto industry affects us all. I'm Joe Callahan. Join me for Automotive Report weeknights at 6:48 here on WJR.
Milt Wilcox set to face the Brewers here in the 5th inning. It's a tight one at Tiger Stadium. 1-0 Detroit on the home run by Aurelio Rodriguez in the 2nd inning. Brewers have 4 hits off Wilcox, all singles. Well, the Tigers have 3 off Bill Travers, but one of them the home run by Rodriguez. Here's Gorman Thomas, who struck out his first time up. He has great power. The pitch from Wilcox is taken low and away for ball 1. Well, Milt back in action after being ejected from the Tiger dugout last Sunday. The long-range discussion was heard by the plate umpire, Dave Phillips, and out he went. There's a pitch in above the knees for a called strike. Phil says it's the first time he's ever been run in a ball game. Ernie and I thought that somebody had been ejected, but the press box never learned of it. And we didn't find out until after the doubleheader. There's a line foul into the left field stands off the facing of the upper deck. Bouncing back on the field, they'll have to wait. Kemp is going to have to retrieve it. A ball and 2 strikes now on Gorman Thomas. Robin Yount waiting on deck. Here's a pitch from Wilcox. Way outside. 2-2 now on Gorman. He's had fantastic minor league seasons in terms of home runs, and he's hitting them this year in the majors with 8 so far. Low curve. Did he foul tipped it into the mid of Parrish? He checked his swing, and he had checked it well enough. He did not go across, but he just ticked it. And Nestor heard it and called him out. So Thomas is struck out. That's the 6th strikeout for Wilcox. He's had 3 of them on foul tips into the mid of Parrish. That'll bring up Robin Yount. Wilcox into the windup. Here's the pitch. Bunted. Off the mound comes Wilcox. He'll make the play to first easily to get Yount. He pushed it a little too close to the mound and a little too firmly. Tried to push it along the right side of the infield, and Wilcox got scrambled off the mound very quickly to make the play look simple. 2 out in the 5th inning. And the batter will be Charlie Moore. Now, Yount, the subject of discussion by Milwaukeeans and others in baseball, a young man who thought he was going to take up golf as a career, give up baseball. And he finally came back to the Brewers after missing the first part of the season. And apparently he's going to be a free agent. There's a line shot to right center field, a base hit by Charlie Moore. Straightened out the curve that time. Moore with a big turn at first. LaFleur feeds it into second, though, very quickly. Well, Moore is on with a 2-out single here in the 5th, and it'll bring up the top of the batting order, Paul Molitor. Molitor. Getting back to Yount, it's reported that the Brewers, who've made every effort to sign him and to make him happy and keep him in the fold, offered him a 10-year, $2.5 million contract, and that he has rejected it. Whether he doesn't want to play anymore in Milwaukee or figures that he'll be worth even more than that on the free agent market, I don't know. There's the pitch is low. Molitor, an All-American collegian from the University of Minnesota. He's had a good rookie season thus far. 1 for 2 tonight against Wilcox. Had a loop single his first time up. Moore at first, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Wilcox. Swung on and a little looper out over the head of Rodriguez. Trammell has it at deep short, but no play anywhere. He got that one right off the handle of the bat, and Rodriguez, who was playing in a little close on the speedy Molitor, had to hustle back, reached up, couldn't get it. It dropped just over his glove. Trammell backing up the play prevented it from going further, and that kept Charlie Moore from cruising around to third. So runners now at first and second on Molitor's second fluke single. That'll bring up Don Money. Money is good a clutch batter you'll find. The set by Wilcox. Here's the pitch. Outside. Gets stopped by Parrish. Don's been plagued by injuries the last couple of years. Had back and groin problems. Wilcox delivers. Curve is outside. 2-0 on Money. Wilcox going to take a little time now between pitches. Walks off the mound. He's gone 2-0 on Money with a couple of breaking balls. Money is 0 for 2 against him. He struck out in line to center. Pitch to the plate. Low for ball 3. Up on deck is Cecil Cooper. Wilcox took care of the first 2 here in the 5th inning. But then Moore straightened out the curve and singled to right center, and Molitor got a lucky hit over the head of Rodriguez. to put 2 on, and Wilcox has lost his control against Money here. Trying to find the outside part of the plate. The pitch. There's a strike. One count on Don Money. So look to second. The pitch. Strike 2 called. But a breaking ball across the letters. Well, the count is full with 2 down, and the runners will get the advantage of being able to move with the pitch on this one. Wilcox ready. Delivers. Fouled back to the screen. In the 6th inning at Fenway Park, it's still Toronto 6, Boston 1. And at Yankee Stadium, the Yankees still lead the Orioles 2-0 now in the 4th inning. Here at Tiger Stadium, it's 1-0 Detroit. But Wilcox trying to pitch out of a jam. The 3-2 pitch to Money. He takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded. That's the first walk given up by Wilcox. He is straddling the mound out there, almost doing the splits, looking in. He thought perhaps that was a good pitch. So Molitor moves up to second as Money takes first. Moore over to third now. And the batter will be Cecil Cooper, the left-hand hitting first baseman, who has flied to right and struck out. Cooper, top batter per average on the ball club. Leads the team in RBIs as well. The pitch. The low for a ball. Wilcox working too finely to Don Money. Lost him. Now hands on his hips. He's going to slow his pitching pace a bit. The Brewers have the bases loaded with 2 down. The pitch. Swung on and missed. One count on Cecil Cooper. Wilcox getting the sign from Parrish. Here's the pitch. Curve is swung on and missed. Oh, that was a beautiful pitch. Big hook, and Cooper was looking for the fast one. He completed his swing practically by the time the ball arrived. Well, ball and 2 strikes on Cooper. Now Wilcox ahead of the batter. Into the stretch. The pitch. Just outside. Wilcox had taken a step to the side of the mound. Looked like he wanted to run to the dugout. 2-2 count. Well, plate umpire Dave Phillips up in Boston did not like Wilcox looking in. Figured that he was showing him up, and don't think Nestor liked that just now. There's a curve swung on and foul to the screen. 2-2 count remaining on Cecil Cooper. We have Moore at third, Molitor at second, and Money at first with 2 away. The Tigers clinging to a 1-run lead here in the 5th inning. Cooper with a spread out open stance at the plate. Waits on Wilcox, the 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 outside. And he's got to come in. He had him with a 1-2 count. And they tried to work the outside part of the plate. Didn't find it each time. On deck is Bando. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Cooper. A ground ball to third. Rodriguez has a bad hop. He's got it. The throw to first. Got him, and that's all for the Brewers. Aurelio reacted very quickly on a hop that came up high. And fired to first to get Cooper to retire the side, leaving the bases loaded. No runs, a couple of hits, a walk, no errors. 3 men left on base. The Tigers come up in their half of the 5th inning, and it's still Detroit 1, Milwaukee 0.
You're the pinch hitter in the Labatt's baseball trivia game. In 1951, owner Bill Veck of the old St. Louis Browns stunned baseball with this gimmick. What was it? Take some time to think it over a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer. On August 19th, 1951, Beck sent Eddie Gaydell, a midget, to home plate to pinch hit for Frank Saucier. Gaydell, who stood 3'7" and wore the number 1/8 on his uniform, got a walk. Great baseball calls for great beer. Labatt's. Call for Labatt's. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer. As fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Well, things got a little bit hairy for Milt Wilcox and the Tigers in the top of the 5th inning, but Wilcox in a 3-2 pitch to Cecil Cooper got him to bounce out to Aurelio Rodriguez, who had to adjust very quickly on a bad hop bouncer. Well, the Tigers come to bat still in front by a 1-0 count. Ernie and I would like to welcome all those tuned in tonight on Armed Forces Radio. Here's Lance Parrish to lead it off for the Tigers in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lance up once against the left-hander Travers, bounced out to second. Travers getting a sign from Charlie Moore, shook off one sign. He's ready. The pitch. It's a slow one up high for ball 1. Pitch to Lance. He checks it's outside. 2-0. Well, the Brewers still without the services of Larry Heisel, who has that injured knee. And he missed the series with the Tigers 2 weeks ago, and he'll miss this one. Ball 3 to Parrish. Heisel is expected, or at least they are hoping, that he'll be back in action by this weekend. There's a called strike on Parrish. 3-1 count. He'll be followed by Aurelio Rodriguez. Pitch is fouled away at the plate. Now Travers taking a little time. 3-2 count on Parrish. He winds, kicks, and fires. There's ground ball to short. Through the legs of Yount into left field. He brought the glove up too quickly. Now Ogilvie overruns the ball. Parrish digs for second. He's in safely. Well, there could be 2 errors on it. Let's find out. We are waiting for the official score, but that ball went right through the legs of Robin Yount. He brought the glove up too quickly. Oh, my. That's a bad call. They have given a single. I don't want to take a hit away from the Tiger, but that wasn't a deserved hit. Right through the legs of the shortstop, Yount, and they've given Parrish his chief. Tigers with a slim 1-0 lead would like to expand it here. They've got a man at second with nobody down. The pitch to Rodriguez. Swung on a line drive to right field. A base hit. Over to cut it off is Lozcano. Here comes Parrish heading home. Here's the throw to the plate. He scores. Rodriguez for second. He slides. He is out at second base. Aurelio trying to move on down to second on the throw to the plate. Gunned down by Charlie Moore. Well, the play will go 9-2. Well, they put out on Rodriguez, but he gets a single on it and an RBI. Aurelio drives in the second run. It's 2-0 for the Tigers now. Staub has walked and flied to left tonight.
By Champion Spark Plugs. You can't buy a better plug than Champion. by the Detroit News. For the first good news in sports every morning, read the new Detroit News AM edition. By City National Bank, where you can get combo checking. And by Little Caesars Pizza, a winner any way you slice it. Now, more Tiger baseball action with Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey.
We're about ready to go with the sixth inning here at Tiger Stadium. Sal Bando leads it off against Milt Wilcox. Sal, 2 for 2, is moved away from the plate by a high inside fastball. That one escaped Wilcox. Tigers now with a 2-0 lead. Wilcox rocks and delivers. The curve is swung on and missed by Sal. 1-1. Bando, a strong right-hand batter. Slow curve just missed outside. That looked like the Ephus pitch. Sal chokes up slightly on the bat. About 1 fist worth, in fact. He checks his swing. It's low for ball. 3-1 now on Bando. He chokes up almost as much as Rusty Staub does. There's the 3-1 pitch. Ground ball to short. Trammell waits. He has the hop. He's got to gun it. The throw, he just got him at first base. Ooh, that was bang, bang. Trammell waited for the hop, and I thought perhaps he'd waited 1 skip too long. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
You're tuned to Radio 76, WJR Detroit. And the weather, partly cloudy through the morning hours, low tonight in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny to start the day, then cloudy through the afternoon, and a high 74 to 76. Currently clear and 74 degrees.
Here's Ben Ogilvy. Benji takes a strike, a fastball clipping the inside corner. Ogilvy crowds the plate. He sees a lot of that baseball. He's so deep in the batter's box. Curve is fouled on the ground. Benji just wasn't patient enough on that one. It was not a particularly good pitch, not one he wanted to swing at. A little too tempting. That slow curve. 2 strikes on Ogilvy. Now the motion by Wilcox. The pitch wide. Ken Singleton has hit a 2-run homer for Baltimore, and they've tied the Yankees now after 4 innings, 2-2. Wilcox with a 1-2 count on Ogilvy. Delivers in the dirt, 2-2. Well, the Milwaukee offense earlier in the year was given the nickname the Bomb Squad. They were really belting home runs all over the place. There's that slow curve, and Milt wasted a pitch that time. It was way outside. He's just not that effective with it because he was hoping that Ogilvy, with 2 strikes on him, would be overeager. The pitch from Wilcox. Swung on, a high hopper foul down the first base line. Brewers have a total of 52 home runs. The Tigers have 46. They've slackened a bit in their home run pace from that which was established back in the first few weeks of the season. Of course, the team has missed the power of Larry Heisel, too. The pitch lined down the first base line. Fair ball into the bullpen. It'll be extra bases for Ogilvy. Up with the ball is Walkenfuss on the second grab. The throw, and Whitaker cuts it off. A 2-base hit for Ogilvy, leading with 1 down here in the 6th inning. Hard smash right over the bag. And Luciano is giving a replay of how he did that, how he pointed that was a fair ball. Got his own coterie of fans. Oop, he's going to give us another replay for Frank Howard. The batter is Sixto Lizcano. Sixto has struck out swinging and popped out to second in his 2 times up against Wilcox. 2-0. The Tigers lead here in the top of the 6th inning, but Ogilvy is at second with 1 down. And Lizcano steps out of the batter's box. Time is called. Stretch by Wilcox. He looks at second. Delivers. Foul to the screen. He fed him a pitch on the hands that time. high and inside to him. Wilcox has struck out 6 and walked but 1. He's allowed 7 Brewers hits, but has shut them out thus far. Ogilvy in scoring position, though, here in the 6th inning. The 1-strike pitch. Fouled at the plate. Seattle and Kansas City tied 1-1 in the 4th inning at Kansas City. At Chicago, it's the Angels won and the White Sox won in the 4th inning. Only 4 other games in the American League tonight, in addition to the Tiger-Brewer contest. National League has a full slate. There's the pitch from Wilcox. In the dirt, it gets by Parrish. Ogilvy will move up. Wilcox better start covering the plate. Nobody's down there right now. He just walks in. He's checking a fingernail or whatever. See what caused that pitch to get by everybody. It'll be a wild pitch on Wilcox, and it moves Ogilvy to third base now with 1 down and a count of 1-2 on Lizcano. Ogilvy coming down the line, had a chat with the third base coach, Bob Rogers. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's a big strikeout for Wilcox. With that man at third and 1 down, that's the 7th strikeout for Milt. And it brings up Gorman Thomas. Wilcox has had his number so far, but you never know with a slugger like Thomas. He struck out twice. That's been his history. It's been kind of all or nothing. One time had 51 home runs in that bandbox ballpark, actually a football stadium out in Sacramento. But he had 36 homers at Spokane last year. He takes a ball. Thomas, 6'3", 205. Right-hand batter. Ogilvy at third with 2 down. There's the pitch to Thomas. Fouled into the upper deck over our head. That's going to come down off the screen. And John Lisinski down below retrieves it. Good catch, John. Now the Royals have taken the lead over Seattle 2-1 in the 5th inning at Kansas City. Stretch by Wilcox, the pitch. Thomas swings, fouls this one on the screen. Over in the National League, the Reds have seen their lead cut to 8-4 at Atlanta. That's another ballpark where you need a big lead. Rose and Foster had hit home runs in the 3rd inning of that ball game. Rose with 1 on. Foster's came with 2 on. There's another foul that'll be out of play. Parrish taking a look. Tom Seaver pitching that game for Cincinnati tonight. Down at Houston, the Giants nothing, the Astros nothing in the 5th inning. The Mets lead St. Louis now 2-0 after 1 inning of play. That game delayed by rain. But they're underway now. At Montreal, the Expos 9 and the Cubbies nothing. That's after 6 innings. And at Philadelphia in the 7th inning, the Pirates lead the Phils 2-1. Coming up a little bit later, San Diego plays at Los Angeles. Now ready to go again. Wilcox looking in. A 1-2 count on Gorman Thomas. The pitch. Curve is just outside. Did not miss by much. Well, that'll even the count at 2-2. There's a ground ball foul off the tarp roll down the left field side. He met that one squarely, but it was out in front. Well, the Sandlot benefit game that the Tigers had with the Cincinnati Reds netted $172,929 for amateur baseball in the area. It's a great cause. Slow curve, he struck him out. And Wilcox again with a man at third, pitches out of a jam. Well, the Brewers in the 6th inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left after 5.5 innings. Tigers 2, the Brewers nothing.
Folks, it's me again, your exhausted man about town, your exhausted roving reporter, bringing you up to date on what's happening in the Tri-County, Ann Arbor, and Ypsilanti areas. Boy, am I exhausted. Do you know how many Marathon dealers are having Marathon Man tire days? There must be 29 of them, and I've been to all of them. That means there are 29 Marathon men eager to offer you Firestone tires at unbelievably low prices. I mean, these guys are going all out for tire sales. They've got popular polyester cord Firestone Deluxe Champion tires priced at... Can you believe it? And Radial Deluxe Champion fight walls start at... And that's all you pay for a Firestone Radial. Why, it's unbelievable. The thing for you to do is drive into your participating Marathon dealer. Remember, there are 29, and I've been to every one of them. Get a super deal on a Firestone tire. Me? I'm exhausted. I'm going to have to go back to the man in the booth. Catch you later.
See Gordon and Ken Seig at Seig Service in Mount Clemens and Bob Taylor's Marathon in Brighton.
It'll be Jason Thompson leading off for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Tigers got a run in the 2nd on a home run by Aurelio Rodriguez. It came with 2 out, nobody on, his 4th homer of the year. And the Tigers in the 5th inning scored again. Parrish led off with a single through the legs of Yount and reached second when Ogilvy bobbled the ball in left field for an error. And then Rodriguez singled to right to bring in Parrish. Rodriguez, trying to move down to second on the throw to the plate, was cut down. The Tigers wound up getting 2 more hits in the inning, but did not score any more. Thompson 1 for 2, singled to deep right field his first time up. And ball that Thompson hit was a line drive, and Loscano did not play it well. He seemed to be fooled by it. He backed up instead of charging, and it dropped in front of him just a couple of steps. Thompson not quite ready yet to tie the shoelace first. Bill Travers has gone all the way for Milwaukee. They've still got Randy Stein now listening in the bullpen down there. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a drive to left field. Ogilvy to his left. He reaches. It bounces off his glove. Thompson holds at first. That was a sinking, slicing line drive, a corkscrewing line drive, and they've charged an error to Ben Ogilvy in left field. Ogilvy got there okay. He was playing him very well, but that ball kept slicing and diving down on him, and it simply handcuffed him out there. An error on Ogilvy is 2nd in 2 innings. Here's Kemp, who is hitless in 2 trips. McClure is also listening in the bullpen. He's a little left-hander. So it's Stein, the right-hander, and McClure, the left-hander. Thompson at first, nobody down. Kemp squares and checks off on the bunt. It was taken high for ball 1. Now, Baltimore has got a run in the 5th inning, and they moved ahead of the Yankees 3-2. No further report from Boston. They're through 6 innings with Toronto in front 6-1 over the Red Sox. The pitch to Kemp. Swung on and fouled back toward the screen. That one clipped off catcher Charlie Moore. Steve has bounced out to short and popped to short. Here's the stretch by Travers. The pitch to Kemp. He squares again. Takes it. It gets by Moore. Thompson moving up the second. No throw. Kemp drew the bat back. It was outside. And they're calling that a wild pitch. Well, I think that was one that Charlie Moore should have caught. It was not that badly thrown by Travers. But it's been labeled a wild pitch to Travers. Well, the Tigers have a man at second with nobody out. A 2-1 count on Steve Kemp. Travers into the stretch. Glances back to second. The pitch to Steve. Ball 3 outside. On deck is Walkenfuss. And and Travers' moments may be numbered on the mound if he loses Kemp here. Here's the set and the pitch. Fouled. This will be off the, up into the upper deck. Up, down the screen it comes. Full count now on Kemp. Tigers with a 2-0 lead. Both teams have 7 hits. Bill Travers checks the runner at second. The pitch to Kemp. Fastball is bounced foul down the first base line. He almost got that by Kemp. Steve almost took it out of Charlie Moore's mitt. Tigers have lined up their rotation for the weekend series with the Minnesota Twins. We've got a night game Friday, afternoon game Saturday, and an afternoon game Sunday. It'll be Billingham, Sykes, and Baker in that order. Here's the pitch to Kemp. Another foul rolling to the right. Now, Bellingham will be going against Roger Erickson on Friday night. It will be the first time the Tigers have seen Erickson. And then the veteran Dave Goltz will come back against Sykes on Saturday. And Jeff Zahn, former Michigan pitcher, against Baker on Sunday. They've got a former Michigan pitcher going tomorrow night in Larry Sorensen of the Brewers. There's a ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Molitor has it. The short toss to Cooper. He's out at first as Thompson takes third. That'll bring up Walkenfuss, and it brings out George Bamberger. With a right-hand batter due to come up. Well, let's see if he makes the switch. He's got McClure, a left-hander. He could just turn right around if he's got to pitch to the man anyway. He's got Stein, a right-hander, and he's got McClure, a left-hander, in the bullpen. They're taking it easy with Travers. Travers has not gone more than 6 full innings so far. And the call has been made now. Bamberger has signaled for the right-hander, and that will be Randy Stein, a 25-year-old rookie out of the Baltimore system. So Bill Travers trying to painstakingly work his way back to where he was a couple of years ago after the elbow problems. Is gone now after working 5 1/3 innings. He's given up the 2 Tiger runs and 7 hits. He walked 1 and struck out none, and is responsible for the man at third, Jason Thompson. So Stein takes over, and as he tunes up to face the Tigers, Ernie's going to check out some scores here, I guess.
Well, we got plenty of scores. First, I want to say that when I mentioned the visiting bat boy, I think I said Bobby Cox. I got him confused with the Atlanta manager. It's Bobby Collins. I think one of his girlfriends called and corrected us. We stand corrected. It's Bob Collins. And here's some other scores now. Toronto and Boston, it is still 6-1. They're in the 8th inning now in Boston. Clancy against Lee. Lee knocked out in the first inning, relieved by Stanley. Baltimore leading New York, as Paul told you a moment ago, 3-2. They're in the 6th inning. Flanagan and Figueroa, the pitchers here, singled and homered in the 4th with 1 on his 4th. California and Chicago tied 1-1 in the 5th, Ossie against Stone. And Kansas City leads Seattle 2-1 in the last half of the 5th inning, Abbott against Flinthorpe. In the National League, the Giants in Houston, 0-0. They're in the 6th inning, Blue and Lemon Jello going at each other. San Diego and L.A. about to start. Shirley against Rao in that game. That's official, the pitchers. St. Louis and New York delayed by rain. And the Mets have the lead, 2-0 at the end of 1. Porsche against Brewers in that one. And Cincinnati has an 8-4 lead over Atlanta. Seaver against Ruthven, Scott, Devine, and Solomon have all been on the mound for Atlanta. And Rose, Foster, and Pocoroba have hit home runs. Montreal has a 9-0 lead over the Cubs. They're in the 7th inning. Valentine and Perez have homered for Montreal. Lamp started for the Cubs. Moore in the 5th inning. Paul Russell in the 7th against May. And Pittsburgh leads Philadelphia 2-1 in the 8th inning. Candelaria against Lurch, relieved by Bruster and Jackson.
Okay, we're ready to go, and the Tigers have made a switch with a right-hander Stein taking over in the mound. The Tigers have moved in Tim Cochran to bat for John Walkenfuss. A left-hand hitter now at the plate. Stein is 0-1 in 7 appearances this year. He started 1 game for Milwaukee. Cochran hitting .260. He swings a bouncer to the right side, off the glove of Molitor. Behind him, he loses it. He can't find it. Everybody's safe, and a run scores. The infield had been drawn in, and Molitor just simply played that ball badly. It'll be an error on Molitor, and an RBI is going to be given to Corcoran because it was felt that the ball was hit that slowly that Thompson would have been able to score. So an RBI for Tim Corcoran on the error on the second baseman, the second miscue of the inning for the Brewers, their third of the game. That ball didn't come up as Molitor expected. I think he took his eye off it, looking at Thompson coming down from third, and it hit the fingertips, rolled the opposite way from where he was looking, and that enabled Corcoran to reach first base. Here's Lance Parrish. Curve is low for a ball from Stein. Eduardo Rodriguez has joined McClure in the bullpen now. Here's the pitch. The ground ball to short. They might get two. Big hop for Yount. He goes to second for one. The relay to first. It's a double play for the Brewers, and that's all for the Tigers in the sixth inning. But the Tigers managed to get a run without a hit. One run, no hits, two errors, and nobody left on base. After 6 innings of play, it's now the Tigers 3, the Brewers nothing.
With this break in the action, here is a WJR News update. The State Public Service Commission asked the federal court judge today to set aside an order which last week ended Detroit Edison's 92-year-old light bulb exchange program. In Lansing, a House committee has abandoned efforts to cut off Medicaid funds to Michigan women who get abortions, at least for this session. Meanwhile, the House Public Health Committee has put off a vote on a package of bills that would legalize the use of the controversial substance Laetrile to treat cancer patients. American Motors Corporation says it is getting out of the business of building standard buses. Genesee County health authorities have turned up evidence and indicate that 2 front restaurant workers may have been infected with salmonella, the bacteria suspected of causing a massive outbreak of food poisoning. And the State Department today repeated its charge that Cuba bears a responsibility for the invasion of Zaire. The State Department saying that it has sufficient information that Cuba trained and armed the rebels. This has been a news update from the WJR Newsroom.
Tim Corcoran remains in the game, having batted for Walkenfuss. He'll take over for John in right field for the Tigers. It's kind of a weird inning. In the 6th for Detroit, they managed to score on the basis of a couple of errors. An error by Ogilvy enabled Thompson to reach. He took second on a wild pitch and moved to third on a bounce out by Kemp, and then scored on an error by the second baseman Molitor. Sounds like the old White Sox rally, I guess. Ready to go. Wilcox set to face Robin Yount. Here as the 7th inning begins, and back for the play-by-play, here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Robin is 0 for 2. The Brewers have hit only 3 balls on the ground that they've been retired on. It's been mostly strikeouts by Wilcox. He's had 8. There's a strike call to curve over. He's walked 1. One man was cut down stealing, and then several fly balls to the outfield. 3-0. The Tigers in the lead. And Milt delivers, and Robin Yount hits a bounding ball to first. Thompson makes the play unassisted. 1 down in the Milwaukee 7th inning. Charlie Moore will be the batter. He's had a single for 2. The other hits have come in pairs. Molitor has 2, Bando 2, and Ogilvy 2. Tigers have scored their runs one at a time. They got 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th inning. Wilcox getting his sign from Parrish, ready to go to work now. Winds and pitches. Here's a ball in too tight. Ball 1 on Moore. It'll be followed by Molitor, the leadoff man and second baseman. Curve hits the outside corner. 1-1 the count on him. Montreal now leads the Cubs in the 9th inning, 9-1 at Montreal. Slow curve, 2 wide, 2-1. That Baltimore Yankee game is still in the 6th inning, and the Orioles lead the Yanks 3-2. The windup on the 2-1 pitch, he backed him away, and it is 3-1 now. Wilcox was in the most trouble in the 5th inning. They loaded the bases against him but didn't score. With 2 out, 2 singles on a walk, loaded him. Oakley got the 3rd with 1 out in the 6th inning, but 2 strikeouts choked off that threat. Here's a high pop-up back of short. Trammell is under it, waiting. He has it, and there's 2 away. Here's Molitor, the leadoff man, right hand hitting second base with a couple of singles, and in between he had a fly to right. Remember the scoreboard show now with Paul Carey when the game's over. He'll have all the scores for you on the Major League action. Foucault and Hiller start to loosen in the Tiger bullpen. There's a curve outside from the Husky right-hander Wilcox. Ball 1. Milk trying to get his 4th win of the year. Delivers. Here's a high foul. It'll be in the seats back at first. 1-1. St. Louis and the Mets are now in the 4th inning in New York. A rain-delayed game. 3-2 St. Louis. Fly ball, short right center. Here comes LaFleur digging to the left. He has it for the out. And it's an 8th inning for Wilcox. He shuts them down 1-2-3 in the Milwaukee 7th. Here come the Detroiters to bat in the last half of the 7th inning. The Tigers 3, the Brewers nothing.
I've got grease on my fingers, oil on my shoes. I'm always under the hood, but I wouldn't change places with anyone else, even if I could. I worked on every car, big and small, every kind of engine too. And there's one thing that applies to them all, whether they're old or new. You can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's #1 in the world. They're #1 in your car. Some folks don't mind working in a big place, being part of a team. I prefer just me and that engine, nobody in between. You can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion's #1 in the world. They're #1 in your car. No, you can't buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. You can't buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. No, you can't.
This broadcast is made possible by the Detroit Baseball Club and the American League and is intended for the private use of our listening audience. Rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play is prohibited unless prior consent is received from WJR Detroit, the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club, and the American League. The announcers for this broadcast are selected and employed by WJR Radio and the Detroit Tiger Baseball Club. Ernie?
Here's Rodriguez. He's the hitting hero tonight for the Tigers. He's had a home run in the single, 2 for 2. He's driven in a couple of runs. Facing the right-hander Randy Stein, and Randy delivers a ball high. Well, I don't know whether it's those patent leather shoes he's wearing or he's put vitamins in his enchiladas, but Aurelio is hitting the ball tonight. There's a swing and a foul out of play up this way. 1-1 the count on him. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Tigers. They've made no errors. The Brewers have no runs, 7 hits. They've made 3 errors. Travis started, relieved by Stein of Milwaukee in the 6th inning. The right-hander pitches. It is a curve over. A big booming curveball got in above the knees. 1-2 the count on Rodriguez. Outfield deep and straight away. Whitaker waiting. Now Rodriguez, the ground ball to short. To the left goes Yunt. Has a hop. Throw to first to Cooper. Got him by several steps. And now before Whitaker bats, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
And this is WJR Detroit, checking the weather. Partly cloudy through the morning hours with a low tonight in the mid-50s. Then partly sunny, then cloudy through the afternoon and a high in the middle 70s. At a minute past 10, it's partly cloudy and 74.
Whitaker looks at a curve in from Stein. It's low for a ball. Lou cuts and fouls it away. It'll be over the roof of the grandstand, third base side. Whitaker fly to left in the 2nd. He singled in the 5th inning when the Tigers got a run on 4 hits. Randy Stein pitches. It's in too close on Lou Whitaker. 2-1 the count on him. Here's the pitch on the way. Fouled away again. This one over toward the light tower, back a third. The Tigers scored in the second on a home run by Rodriguez. Got a run in the fifth inning on a single by Parrish. Took second on the error by Ogilvy. And scored on a single by Rodriguez. And they scored again in the sixth inning on an error by Ogilvy, a wild pitch, a bounce out, and an error by the second baseman Molitor. There's another foul, this one in the upper deck, back a third. Swinging late on the Stein fastball. 2-2 the count on Sweet Lou. Stein checks his sign with Moore. Here's the pitch. He swings on the bounding ball up the glove of Stein. He picks it up. He throws to first. Not in time. Safe is Whitaker. Stein may be hurt. He's down on his knees behind the mound. Now he's getting up. But I believe he is hurt. Walking slowly around. He's left his cap and his glove on the inner grass. Here comes Bamberger out. I think Bamberger's already given a sign toward the bullpen. Nobody's throwing down there right now.
He was stumbling backward. Ernie did a good job just to get his glove on the ball. They've given him an error on the play, and I'll tell you, that was extraordinary effort just to get the glove on the ball. Stumbling backward and falling down, he still got to throw, at least accurately. It did take one skip to Cooper, but it didn't go wild. I thought he might throw it wildly. I don't know whether he knocked himself out when he fell or what.
Kurt Rayer, the trainer's out there taking a look at him. The umpires are all there. So is the manager, Bamberger.
Giving us some smelling salts.
Looking at his eyes, he may have been unconscious here for just a moment.
I think he knocked himself out.
Yeah, I think so. I got to give him a chance to take a couple of tune-up tosses here and see if he can get his equilibrium back. Well, the floor will wait while Stein takes some practice tosses. That is scored as an error. That will be the fourth error charged to the Brewers tonight. One for Molitor, one for Stein, two for Ogilvy. And the batter will be Ron LaFleur with a single for three. We don't have anything later from Boston. Toronto still leading the Red Sox 6-1 in the eighth inning. And the last we had from New York, Baltimore leading the Yanks 3-2 in the seventh. Stein says he's okay, ready to go, and delivers. There's a bounding foul down off the right hand of Freddie Hatfield. Final from Montreal. Montreal beat the Cubs 9-1 at Montreal. Strike one, the count on Ron LaFleur. Seventh inning, Tigers lead the Brewers 3-0. Tigers have a man on and the man out. Whitaker goes. It's a pitch out. Moore's throw is into second, and he is out with Molitor, the second baseman, putting the tag on him. It'll be catcher to the second baseman for the out. They smelled that one out and cut down Whitaker by a pretty good margin. Two down, nobody on. 1-1, the count on LaFleur. Stein winds and pitches. Here's a good curve over for a strike. That one had a little action to it. San Francisco and Houston is still 0-0 there in the seventh. Fastball tapped toward third. It'll roll foul. Moore chases that down. Generally, the catcher likes to keep that ball in play if he can. Most pitchers would rather have a ball that's been used a little bit instead of the new one. Some don't feel that way, but most of them do. So LaFleur standing right on top of the plate almost, waiting on a 1-2 serve from Randy Stein. And here it comes. He swings on a bounding foul. It's down past first. That was a curve again. Each team with 7 hits, the Tigers have put theirs together a little more effectively. And they've got a 3-0 lead over the visitors from Milwaukee. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curve outside. He checked on a pitch that fooled him a little bit. LaFleur uses one of those bats that is hollowed out at the end. Waiting on a 2-2 delivery from Randy Stein. Here it comes. He takes the ball high. Fastball. Trammell on deck for the Tigers. Well, tomorrow night it'll be Jim Slayton against Larry Sorensen, the second and final game of this series. LaFleur swings with the mounting ball hit to Yount. He has it. Here's the throw to Cooper. Got him by a step and a half. And the Tigers are out with no runs on no hits, one error, nobody left. At the end of 7 at Tiger Stadium, Detroit 3, Milwaukee nothing.
When can you afford to throw money away?
Not when I shop.
Not when I drive.
Not when I go to the bank.
Small change can add up to big dollars. That's why there's a big difference between City National Bank and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
Only City National Bank saves you money with combo checking. Keep a minimum $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it.
No statement fees.
No charge per check.
At City National Bank, I feel terrific because I'm not throwing money away.
Don't throw your money away. Open a City National Bank charge-free checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody but City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
Did you know that Englishman Jim Mace was a pro boxer for an incredible 35 years? He was. That's the WJR Sports Stat, and I'm Dale Conquest.
Wilcox on the mound now, going into the 8th inning. He has a 3-0 lead over the Brewers, each team with 7 hits. The Brewers have made 4 errors. The Tigers haven't made any. It'll be Money, the number 2 batter, then Cooper and Bando to face Wilcox here as the first 3 men of the 8th inning. Meanwhile, Ralph Houck keeping his bullpen busy. He has Hiller and Foucault warming up. Molitor with 2 hits, Bando with 2, Ogilvy with 2, and 1 for Moore. All singles except Ogilvy has a double. The Tigers 7 hits, 2 for Rodriguez, including a home run. And all the others are singles. LaFleur, Trammell, Thompson, Parrish, and Whitaker 1 apiece. Here's Don Money at the plate, the right-hand batting third baseman against Wilcox. He bunts the ball. It's a foul in the air between home and first. Parrish can't reach it. Here's that total now in the Montreal-Chicago game. Montreal had 9-9-0. The Cubs had 1 run, 5 hits, and 4 errors. May, the winner, 5-5. Lamp, the loser, 1-5. Valentine and Homer in the first with 2 on, his 6th of the season. Perez hit 1 in the 3rd with none on, his 4th. De Jesus hit 1 in the 8th inning with 1 on. That's his 2nd. Here's the windup now by Milt. The pitch, Money swings, fly ball, deep left center field. The floor going back to the wall. He's there. He has it for the out. Caught it with about 2 or 3 feet to go as he was deep on the warning track in left center field. Money hit that ball hard. He just didn't pull it enough for his satisfaction. Cooper will be the next man to face Wilcox. He has fly to right, struck out, and bounced to third. The 7th inning was the first inning in which Wilcox had not racked up a strikeout. He had 8 through the first 6. Tigers leading 3-0 8th inning. Cooper spreading out at the plate in that left-hand batting crouch of his. And he cuts and misses on a low fastball, strike 1. Kansas City leads Seattle in the 7th, 4-1 at KC. Cincinnati ahead of Atlanta there in the 7th inning, 9-4, the Reds lead. Cooper cuts and misses, that time a fastball, strike 2. Wilcox has allowed 1 walk so far this evening. Here's a curve fouled away. Travis, the starter for Milwaukee, walked one, and the relief pitcher Stein hasn't walked anybody. At one time in baseball scoring rules back in 1884, the rules gave the pitcher an error if he walked a man. Here's a ball outside. One, two, the count on Cooper. Big changeup swung on, hit the right field. It'll be foul. He timed that changeup pretty well, but he pulled it too much. Later report from New York, 3-2 Baltimore over the Yankees in the 8th inning. There's a pitch outside to Cooper, 2-2. Now Toronto still holding that lead over Boston. They've taken that one into the 9th inning. Toronto 6 and the Red Sox 2. Here's the pitch. Cooper takes a ball low. He started the swing. The ball was in the dirt. 3-2. Tigers ahead, 3-0. One out for Milwaukee. 8th inning. The base is empty. Here's the motion. Here's the pitch. Swing, a line shot, base hit to the right of Whitaker. Into right center field, now fielded by LaFleur, who goes to his glove side and whips it back to Whitaker. That will be the 8th hit for the Brewers, the first one by Cecil Cooper. And here's a man coming up now who has 2 hits and 3 trips, Sal Bando. The Brewers have left 7 runners on. The Tigers have left 4. Infield and double play depth on Bando. California and the White Sox are tied 1-1. They're in the 5th inning at Chicago. Bando takes the ball low. A little bit inside, 2. Ball 1 to count on Sal. He'll be followed by Ben Oglivie. 3-0 Tigers lead in the 8th inning. There's a strike called. Our guest on our pregame show tomorrow night, before the battle between Milwaukee and the Tigers, will be the fine baseball broadcast of the Brewers, Merle Harmon. We know you ought to hear Merle. Here's a pitch. Swing, a tap foul back at third on the ground. Rolling all the way toward the Tiger bullpen. Oh, Mr. Wilcox gets a new baseball. Now that Giant-Houston game is in the 8th inning. They're still scoreless in Houston. Craig Nelson in the 3-3 up the upper side. Off a swing and a miss on the 8th pitch. He third a Bando with a big hit. And 12 strikes out. That will be the 9th strikeout for Wilcox. 2 down, 1 on, and here's Ben Oglivie, the left-hand batting left fielder. Single, popped to third, and doubled. 2 for 3 for Ben. 3-0 Tigers lead. Milwaukee with a man on and 2 down to the 8th inning at Tiger Stadium. Set by Wilcox, the right-handed pitches. There's a bounding ball to first. Thompson has it. Makes the play unassisted. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. The Tigers come to bat in their 8th inning. It's Detroit 3, the Brewers nothing.
Welcome to the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Game. Here's the pitch. Name the Hall of Famer who at age 39 tossed his first no-hitter and then pitched another the following year. Take a break and think this one over a cool, refreshing Labatt's beer. The Milwaukee fans are sure proud of this pitcher. He's Warren Spahn. Spahn pitched his first no-hitter against the Phillies in 1960 and repeated his masterful performance the next year against the Giants. Great baseball calls for great beer, Labatt's. Call for Labatt's, brewed in Canada since 1828. Distributed by Labatt Importers Incorporated, Buffalo, New York.
For beer at its finest, get your hands on Labatt's. It's Canada's #1 beer, as fresh and crisp as where it comes from.
Well, we've got a pitching change for Milwaukee. Bob McClure will take over as the third pitcher to be used, a short left-hander. He's been the reliable man in the bullpen for short relief this year for George Bamberger. Well, the Tigers on the minor league level are continuing to do very well. Evansville, however, was rained out, but that's the only thing that stopped them of late. Evansville have triplets, have won 10 in a row. They were rained out in Denver last night. Montgomery beat Memphis 4-2. Bert Geiger picking up the victory. And Lakeland beat St. Petersburg for the third straight night, winning 4-3 at Dave Steffen, a young man from Flat Rock, Michigan. The home of Fred Gladding got credit for the victory in that one. Ready to go here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ernie?
McClure, the left-hander, 0-1, facing Alan Trammell. And Allen starts to bunt and then takes a pitch high for a ball. Trammell is fly to center, bounced to third and singled. Stein went 1 2/3 innings, allowed no runs and no hits. Here's a strike called, a fastball in the outside corner. Stein didn't walk anybody, didn't strike out anybody. 1-1 the count on Trammell. McClure's had 3 saves this year. Delivers a fastball wide. Brewers picked him up from the Kansas City Royals. There's a pop foul. It'll be out for first. Cooper may have room. He's digging hard, and he makes a good running catch over near the barrier. Had a long way to go, but he made the catch. Rusty Staub, 0 for 2 plus a walk. Rusty has his hitting streak on the line here. He has hit safely in the 11 straight. And also 18 out of the last 19 games. But he's without a hit tonight. Fastball from the left-hander, in too close, ball 1. Tigers lead 3-0. We're in the 8th inning. Tigers at bat with 1 out and nobody on. Swing and a foul that'll reach the screen behind the plate. 1-1 on Staub. McClure has a good fastball, a curve, a slider, and a changeup. Here's a strike called. He checked his swing. 1-2 the count on Staub. Some of the umpires who paid to get in disagreed with Nestor on that one. 3-0 Tigers lead, 8th inning. McClure kicks and deals. Staub hits a base hit to left field. A line shot into left field, fielded now by Ogilvy. And that hitting streak is still alive. That's 12 straight for Rusty Staub. Here's Thompson. Jason with a single for 3. Tigers have a hit total of 8, the same total that the Brewers have. Rodriguez has knocked in 2 Tiger runs. Corcoran the other one. 1 home run in the game belongs to Aurelio Rodriguez. Here's the pitch, and Thompson takes the ball outside. Good stop by Charlie Moore. Pittsburgh leading the Phillies here in the 9th inning at Philadelphia. 2-1 the Pirates. Now Staub with a very short lead. Cooper holding at the bag at first. Thompson hits a bounding ball to Cooper. He touches first, throws to second. The throw hits Staub, goes into left field. He's racing for third and slides in safely. So Thompson is out, but Cooper's throw in the effort to make a double play hit Staub and bounced into left field. Well, the Tigers have 2 out and the man at third. It'll be a throwing error charged to Cooper. That will be the 5th Brewer error tonight. Man at third base, 2 down. Tigers ahead 3-0, and here's Kemp stepping in.
That was an alert move by Rusty Staub. He saw the third baseman, Money, chase the ball down, and he simply outran you out to the bag at third, figuring Money wouldn't have anybody to throw to.
Kemp is 0 for 3, 2 down, a man at third base. Bob McClure sets and pitches. There's a bounding ball to first. Cooper makes the play unassisted. The inning's over. The Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, 1 Brewer error, 1 man left. They go to the 9th inning now. Tigers 3, Milwaukee nothing.
Of a new Honeywell fuel oil saver thermostat. Act now and get the regular $79.95 thermostat for just $59.95, and then realize possible savings of up to 20% on heating costs next winter. Residents of Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb counties can learn more about this special offer and Marathon's 12-month budget plan by calling them toll-free at 1-800-552-8950. Yes, you can save $20 on the nationally advertised Honeywell thermostat by ordering before June 1st, and then potentially save even bigger dollars on heating costs thereafter. Marathon wants to help you conserve energy and save money at the same time. Why not call them right now at 1-800-552-8950? This is Jim Garrett. Visit the new Detroit Science Center. It's open Tuesday through Sunday. It's in the Cultural Center on John R. and Warren.
Well, we've got a final from Fenway Park. Toronto beats Boston 6-2. Boston still has an amazing record at Fenway this year. They still have won 22. Now they've lost 4 games. And they have won 22 out of their last 28, including the defeat that they suffered tonight at the hands of Toronto. The Blue Jays got 6 runs in the first inning, and that was all they needed. 6-tall Escano will lead it out for Milwaukee. Tigers lead here 3-0 in the 9th inning. Escano struck out twice. The middle time he popped to second baseman Whitaker. Wilcox on the mound. Lead from a winner for Toronto in the third base. May takes the lead 2-7-2 now. Fancy 4-4. They had 27,945 at Fenway Park. There's a cut and a foul off the chest protector of the plate umpire Estechara. Strike 1 on Lescano. The last we had from New York, Baltimore was leading the Yankees 3-2 in the 8th inning. Now Wilcox checks his sign with Parrish and delivers. It is a ball outside. The fastball low and away. Gorman Thomas will follow. Then it'll be Robin Yount. 9th inning, Brewers at bat. Tigers lead 3-0. Swing, fly ball, right field. It's deep, but Cochran will have the room, and Corky makes the catch. Cochran pulled that one in. He went back a little bit and then came on in. Here's Thomas with 1 out in the 9th inning. Gorman's been up 3 times. He struck out 3 times. Right-handed batting outfielder takes a practice cut. Not quite ready to step in yet. Wilcox going to work. Here's a pitch. He swings and misses on that tight fastball. In close on him at the letters, and Thomas took a hefty cut. Outfield to left, the infield back. 1 down, 9th inning. Tigers lead 3-0. There's a strike on the outside corner. He's going to the smoke now. Rearing back and letting it fly. Oh, Thomas steps out again. 1 down, none out in the 9th. Still waiting for him to get back into the batter's box. Wilcox checks his sign again. Works. There's a curve hit in the air, deep left field. Going back is Kemp. He's at the wall. He makes the catch. Right at the 365-foot marker. He couldn't go back any farther, but he made the catch. And there are 2 out in the 9th inning, bringing to bat Robin Yount. Robin has flied to center. Bounced to the pitcher, grounded unassisted to first base. 0 for 3 for the young right-handed batting shortstop. 2 down. Tigers lead in the 9th inning, 3-0 over Milwaukee. Wilcox looking in. Now works on Yount. There's a foul upstairs. Strike 1, the count on Robin. Charlie Moore waits on deck. 2 down, nobody on in the Brewer ninth. Here's a cut and a foul off the chest protector of the umpire, Chirac. Strike 2. Wilcox off the back of the mound now, looks out to the outfield. Ready to go to work. Here's the motion, here's the pitch. He takes the high one, 1-2. Milt checks his sign, looks again, 1-2 pitch, over the run. String of people, back from second base. Whitaker calling off everybody is under it. He has it, and Wilcox gets the shutout, his second of the year. And the Tigers win the opening game of the 2-game series. And tonight for the Brewers, nothing across the final score. Detroit 3 and Milwaukee nothing.
I bought an economy car. Nice little car. Of course, I had to give up big car rides.
I just bought a smaller car, too. I gave up a lot of passengers. So with prices going up and up, I figure you got to give up.
Well, I didn't give up. I bought a new Plymouth Volare 4-door, and I didn't give up the things I want. I got the big car ride Frank gave up, the room for 6 Harry gave up, plus the compact economy they didn't give up. So why didn't they buy a Volare? I give up.
Don't compromise when you economize. Although your mileage may vary, the EPA rates a 1-barrel, 6-cylinder Volare 4-door with manual transmission at 28 miles per gallon highway and 20 city. Don't give up. Get a Plymouth Volare.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Get a Volare.
For a great value on Plymouth Volare, see your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Well, the Tigers, after dropping 7 in a row, have now won 2 in a row, and tonight it was the staunch pitching of Milt Wilcox as he spread out 8 Milwaukee hits in shutting out the Brewers in the opener of the 2-game series. The Tigers taking a 3-0 victory. Wilcox, with his second shutout of the year, his 5th complete game, he leads the Tiger staff in that category. And Milt picked up his 4th win against 2 defeats. Bill Travers, the first of 3 Milwaukee pitchers, took the loss. His second, he has won 1. The totals for Detroit, 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. The Tigers left 5 on base. For the Brewers, no runs, 8 hits, and 5 errors. And the Brewers left 8 on base. The game took 2 hours and 20 minutes to complete. And the crowd, I don't think we passed along the official attendance and had to be double-checked on. 13,017 on hand here for this mid-week night game with the Brewers. We'll be back to check out the scoring and have more of the contest after these messages.
Radio's great tradition of exciting drama and ear-witness narration is alive and well at WJR, as Radio 76 provides a front-row center seat to Mike Wharf's award-winning Kaleidoscope, with matinee performances daily at 1:15. Whether it be a conversation with one of the bards of Tin Pan Alley, some memories of a middle-aged movie fan, or an original radio play, Mike Wharf presents a grand array of heroes and heroines, past and present, who have contributed in some way to the world in which we live. The Lincoln Plot, Operetta Memories, Ragtime Women, and The Frustrated Newsboy. Those are but a few of the many outstanding programs that contribute to the unique experience that is Kaleidoscope. Even the golden age of network radio lives again with memorable moments from the past. Accept our invitation to be a part of it all. Join the audience for Kaleidoscope, afternoons at 1:15 here on WJR Radio 76. WJR congratulates Detroit City Councilman Nicholas Hood, recently presented with an honorary doctorate of laws and letters from Purdue University. Councilman Hood, we of Radio 76 salute you.
Well, the Tigers picked up single runs in the 2nd, 5th, and 6th innings tonight. Aurelio Rodriguez, who had the big blow in the victory last night over Baltimore, put the Tigers on the board with 2 out in the 2nd inning. He homered to left field, his 4th of the year, 2nd in 2 ball games. Tigers added a run in the 5th inning, and kind of an odd inning. Lance Parrish was safe on a base hit that went right through the legs of Robin Yount, And when Ben Ogilvy overran the ball in left field, Lance continued on to second base. Then Rodriguez came up with his second run batted into the ball game, a single to right field to score Parrish. But Aurelio was cut down attempting to reach second on the throw to the plate. Lou Whitaker then beat out an infield hit. He took second on a 2-out single by Alan Trammell, but then that's all the Tigers could get out of the inning, despite 4 hits and a Milwaukee error. In the 6th inning, the Tigers picked up an unearned run without benefit of a hit. Thompson led off, was safe on an error by the left fielder Ogilvy on a sinking, corkscrewing line drive. He took second on a wild pitch by the starter Travers, moved to third on a bounce-out by Kemp and scored when Tim Corcoran bounced one off the glove of Paul Molitor, the second baseman. That was an error. Corcoran got an RBI as Thompson scored, and that was the end of the scoring. The Brewers committed 5 errors in the ball game tonight. Well, the Tigers have made it 2 in a row as they beat Bill Travers and the Brewers here tonight behind the fine pitching of Milt Wilcox. Wilcox striking out 9. He walked 1, had 1 wild pitch, but spread around 8 Milwaukee hits tonight. Tomorrow night, the windup of the short 2-game series, the ex-Milwaukee Brewer Jim Slayton will face his old teammates, and he'll be opposed by the top winner on the staff of the Brewers, Larry Sorensen, the right-hander from the University of Michigan. Sorensen's won 6 and lost 3, and our broadcast coverage tomorrow will begin at 7:45 again with Ernie Harwell's pregame show. That's the story from Tiger Stadium for tonight. For Ernie, this is Paul Carey saying so long. Once again, the final score, the Detroit Tigers 3, the Milwaukee Brewers nothing.
For beer at its finest, call for Labatt's, Canada's #1 beer. By your Marathon dealers and Marathon distributors, people who got together to do it better. By your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealers, who've got Horizon, Motor Trend Magazine's Car of the Year. By Champion Spark Plugs, treat your car to a fresh set of champions for super starts at better mileage and performance. Remember, you can't buy a better plug than Champion. By the Detroit News. For the first good news in sports every morning, read the Detroit News AM edition at newsstands at 6:30 every morning. By City National Bank, where you can get combo checking, 2 ways to check without charges. And by Little Caesars Pizza, a winner any way you slice it.